Hello, good morning and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Umar Baharom, and I am the Senior Engineer and Product Manager at Standard Imaging. Today, I will talk about how to simplify your SBRT QA and imaging QA with the new and improved Lucy ThorX Phantom. Thank you again for giving me your attention, and if you have any questions, please enter them, and I will address them towards the end of the webinar. At Standard Imaging, we believe that every patient deserves the best possible care during the treatment process. That's why we offer comprehensive QA solutions that monitor image quality and treatment system performance to ensure machine uptime, optimal patient safety, and higher patient throughput. Our end-to-end SBRT QA solutions are designed to keep you up to date with the latest industry standards and recommendations so you can have the confidence in the care you provide. We understand that physicists want to improve efficiency and reduce the number of devices they are using for routine QA. So the Lucy ThorX or the ThorX Phantom is a unique all-in-one Phantom to perform the key QA tasks for both your CT simulator and LINAC, from image quality monitoring to more complex periodic SBRT QA. The Lucy ThorX Phantom is a pseudo-anthropomorphic thoracic phantom made from virtual water. As you are aware, other phantoms in the market typically only cover SBRT or imaging quality QA. The ThorX was designed to have key features to merge end-to-end SBRT and imaging quality QA for both your CT sim as well as the LINAC. The Phantom allows verification of your treatment planning system for auto contouring, volume measurements, and image transfer. And treatment delivery verification can be accomplished via inserts and components that accommodate ion chambers, detectors, and film. The ThorX is a pseudo-anthropomorphic thorax-shaped phantom for end-to-end imaging, mechanical, and dosimetry QA, again, for your CT sim and LINAC. Can be used to test key components of APM TG53 for your treatment planning QA, TG66 for your CT simulator QA, TG142 for your LINAC QA, and as well as SBRT end-to-end for commissioning and routine QA activities you may perform in your clinic. This shows the typical workflow of an SBRT patient. And of course, in this case, it will be the ThorX Phantom. The first step, of course, is to acquire a CT scan of the Phantom. And the CT image set is imported into the TPS so that the targets can be contoured and the treatment plan can be created. Next, the Phantom can be set up on the treatment table. It can then be localized by your image guidance, your CBCT, as well as for surface guidance, SGRT, just like a patient. The dose delivery can then be verified with ion chamber or film in multiple locations. So who is the ThorX ideal for? So it's ideal for a single site, limited staff clinics. It's a very simple Phantom to use, has very few parts, and is toolless, completely toolless. It can be used for, again, for your CT simulator and for your LINAC QA. And since not all QA tests are done daily, it will be easier to remember and train your staff on how to perform the QA tasks on a single Phantom versus multiple Phantoms. It is a great Phantom for sites that are starting or updating their SBRT program. So instead of using simple water slabs, which lacks visible targets, you now have different targets with known margins and volumes. The materials in these margins and targets are also heterogeneous, which is a more robust test for your TPS algorithm. For sites with multiple machines, you can standardize QA routines across all LINACs and CT sims. create a QA protocol using the ThorX Phantom for the entire department, which increases familiarity and efficiency, especially since some of the QA tests are performed less frequently. Of course, standard imaging offers excellent microchambers and electrometer package and complete your QA needs. So these are the list of tests that can be performed with the ThorX Phantom. The list is quite extensive, but today we will only touch on a few key items. You see in the image above, the ThorX Phantom consists of 4 primary sections. They are assembled using 6 peripheral rods. They have the same density to tubercular bone. Each section contains objects and structures for the symmetry, mechanical, and imaging QA tests. Each section can be quickly identified with a number of drilled holes on top of the Phantom. And after the initial CT scan, you can scroll through the slices and take a note of the slice number for each section for future reference. So this might come up as a question later. The Phantom is assembled, as one large body, of different, multiple slabs, and it cannot be disassembled by the user. So only the film insert and the ion chamber plugs are removable. So setup of the Phantom is very easy and repeatable using a standard 2-pin indexing bar. So we have these slots milled onto the Phantom. With the ThorX, you can align with the gantry laser, the wall laser, and ceiling laser with the imaging plane in your CT. You can also verify your table position for vertical and longitudinal motion. The double laser line provide quick visual go, no-go laser alignment verification. And there are also embedded fiducials that can be used to verify geometric alignment and ensure that there are no rotations in pitch, roll, and yaw. If you do notice rotations, you can investigate the cause of this, whether it's due to setup error or perhaps there's something wrong with the couch. So you heard this a lot, right? So the ThorX covers features of different Phantoms into one. So it's an all-in-one CT sim and linac imaging QA. So for example, there's the Wilkie Phantom, which is used for laser alignment. And there's a CT Phantom, which is a water-filled Phantom. And you can see there is a CAT fan as well, which is used for imaging, monthly imaging tests. So elements of all of these Phantoms are incorporated into one easy-to-use daily QA Phantom, ThorX. So just using one Phantom will save you valuable time necessary for setup, for daily QA, and also for training new staff members. For isocenter verification and as an isocenter of the Phantom, there is a ceramic fiducial, which has excellent contrast in both KV and MV, which is ideal for your KV-MV matching in CBCT. And there are also engraved circles on 4 sides of the Phantom, which is a highly sensitive test for source to detector alignment during planar imaging. So you can take your AP and lateral planar imaging, and you can verify that the circles within the larger circle, small circle, and the fiducial are concentric to ensure that your source to detector are completely aligned. For a hidden target test, there is an embedded fiducial within a larger sphere, so you can perform the hidden target test. Target is offset from isocenter by 15 millimeter in X, Y, and Z. And on the CT console, you can select the offset target as your new isocenter, and you can then drive your external laser to the new position. And then verify that all of the lasers are aligned to the alignment marks. There are also embedded fiducials on the inferior and superior ends of the Phantom. As you can see the image on the right. So couch movement verification can be done using the external lasers. And the distance between the inferior and superior fiducial fiducials is 200 millimeter. In section 1 of the phantom, field uniformity and issue constancy check can be performed. So of note, the phantom should be used as a constancy device. The HU values are recorded during initial setup and set as a baseline. Then the values are trended over time to ensure that they remain constant and within acceptable range. So if you see that the values are drifting from baseline, this will trigger the need for further investigation. In section 3, we have 4 line pairs for high contrast or spatial resolution tests. We also have 2 targets that you could use for MTF analysis, and that's shown on the image on the right. Next, slice thickness verification can be done with 2 embedded wires, and one of the wire is set at 45 degrees. And on the image on the right is for the slice sensitivity tests, which are done with copper strips, which are kind of at an angle as a wedge. You can also do a CT simulator gantry tilt test. So first you can rotate your CT gantry by 5 degrees. And then you can perform your axial CT scan of the phantom at the smallest slice thickness available. And if possible, program the scan such that the slice will go through your 0 position, your isocenter. Then you can scroll through all the slices acquired until the top and bottom fiducials are visualized. So at the top and bottom of the phantom, there's also a small fiducial. As you can see, one of the image on the left there, so it shows the top fiducial. And if 2 of the fiducials are seen on the same slice, right, the top and the bottom fiducials, then the gantry tilt of 5 degrees is accurate. If the fiducials are on separate slices, then you can repeat the scan after adjusting the tilt until both fiducials are seen on the same slice. So the tilt needed to acquire this result should then be compared to the expected 5-degree gantry tilt. There are also orientation markings engraved on the superior and inferior end to quickly verify if there is an issue with setup or image reconstruction. This is particularly useful to assess the accuracy of your DICOM transfer between CT scanner to the record and verify system, especially after a software or a hardware upgrade. The 2 images shown here are taken from a head-first scan orientation, since the head-first anterior engravings are in the correct reading orientation. Notice that the image on the right-hand side is mirrored, which means that the phantom was not scanned in the feet-first orientation. The APM task group 53 calls to determine the structural volume of irregularly shaped objects. In the thorax are embedded kidney and triangle objects. So the targets themselves, the kidney and the triangle targets, are made out of water equivalent material. The triangle margin is made out of a long material, and the kidney margin is made out of adipose fat material. And then the film rod target on the bottom is made out of acrylic. So these components are precisely machined, and the expected volumes of the targets and margins are provided in the table to see. One of the unique features of the thorax is that it is pseudo-anthropomorphic. And embedded in the phantom are 2 sets of ribs surrounding the kidney and triangle targets, which is ideal for localization of your IGRT system or CBCT, and thus simulating as a real patient and also providing heterogeneous material in the beam path. Additionally, setup verification can be done with surface-guided or SBRT systems, such as AlignRT or CRAD. There are 4 ion chamber cavities in the phantom. Two are in the kidney, so 1 in the target and 1 in the margin, and 1 is in the triangle target. And the last one is in the film rod insert. So this is positioned just below the film plane. We provide solid filler plugs, which have embedded BBs that match the active volume location of the ion chamber or detector. With the ThorX Phantom, you can select one ion chamber type, but of course you may purchase additional drilled plugs if needed. With additional detectors, you can measure the dose at multiple locations at the same time. So for a robust multiple MET QA. And our sales team will work with you to select the ion chamber type and cavity locations. In general, though, I suggest that small volume detectors like the X-Radin A26 or our W2 scintillator are used in the kidney and target margin. The W2 scintillator is a water equivalent, and so that you can measure dose without perturbation. And we actually have many happy customers using the product. Of course, for treatment deliveries with sharp dose fall-offs, especially in SBRT, film is the best tool to be utilized for this dose verification. For this purpose, 2 film inserts are included with the ThorX Phantom. The film rod insert has a film plane bisecting a target, and the insert can be rotated to capture dose distribution off from the cardinal planes if needed. This is quite useful for multiple MET cases. For the spine insert, there is a film plane bisecting 3 pseudo-vertebrae and spinal cord. The films are custom cut to fit onto dowel pins. You can see there the black dowel pins for precise location and quick and easy alignment for film analysis with the film software. We also, for the film kit, we also provide film calibration strips so that you can get your calibration for the film batch. The surface of the Lucy ThorX Phantom can be tracked with SBRT system and used to test the stability of the surface tracking, especially as the couch is rotated and as the gantry moves around the Phantom during the course of a normal treatment delivery. Again, this is particularly common for complex SBRT treatment delivery. Coupled with small field detectors and film measurements, the Lucy ThorX allows the user to link the performance of your SBRT system to the treatment machine, as well as evaluate any potential problem areas. If you are interested in Motion Phantom, Standard Imaging offers the respiratory gating platform, the RGP, which is a 1D motion platform where the platform moves in the supine direction. You can set the ThorX Phantom on the platform and select the amplitude and speed of the motion. We also have developed a custom RGP Phantom with a ramp, which adds a vertical component. If you are interested in the custom RGP, please contact me directly if you'd like to learn more. So as you can see, one of the biggest benefits of using the ThorX Phantom is that using just one Phantom will save valuable time necessary for routine imaging and periodic SBRT QA. Overall, the ThorX is an easy-to-use, cost-effective, and comprehensive tool for end-to-end QA. The pseudo-anthropomorphic features like the thoracic shape, lung, ribs, and spine, coupled with the dosimetry inserts, are ideal for SBRT QA. The integrated components for simulation, treatment planning, and imaging QA built into one Phantom will also help reduce the overhead of maintaining multiple devices for your QA needs. With the Lucy ThorX, you can consolidate, simplify, and standardize without sacrificing quality. So that takes us to the end of my presentation for our webinar today. Thank you so much for taking the time to join the webinar. If you have any questions, please go ahead and enter them. Of course, if you prefer to contact me directly, my email is listed here as well.